Growing up, I was never one of those kids into the Oriental stuff.
Also, dude, Chinaman is not the preferred nomenclature. Asian American, please.
You see, among the nerd set, there were two houses. There were the Westerners, who were into high fantasy, swords and Arthurian legends, and straight swords. And then there were the Orientalists, who were into ninjas, dragons without wings, and curved swords.
Bunch of goddamn nerds.
There was no particular animus between our two houses, though some spirited debates did erupt around whether or not a katana could pierce a suit of full-plate armor.
That's the saddest thing I ever heard.
But mostly we enjoyed peaceful coexistence. There was always that one weird kid who was way too into it, and they were always on the Oriental side.
How is that not racist to you?
No, it's not racist. We used Oriental because we were referring to the historical culture. The people were Asian, but the ninjas and kung fu, that was Oriental.
That is not how it works.
I was 12. What the fuck did I know? As I was saying, there was always that one kid who took things a little too far. He could be seen practicing with his nunchucks, by which I would mean he would stand in his backyard narrowly avoiding whacking himself in the nuts with his pair of nunchucks. And he also always carried a throwing star in his math book for protection.
How's that even legal?
This was the 80s, long before kids took up mass murder in school as a hobby. Though if guns were as prevalent back then as they are now, I'm fairly certain the Venn diagram of throwing star nunchuck kids and school shooters would be pretty broad. These dudes also had a fairly substantial collection of manga and anime. And in the 80s, that meant they got it directly from Japan because their parents had been stationed there. I had a friend named Jim, tall, lanky kid who nunchucked and had some manga that even 40 years later, I find frankly disturbing.
Tentacles. Yeah.
Jim was always bragging about his martial arts skills, but as near as I could tell, Jim didn't seem to actually know any martial arts. Most of it seemed to be moves I had seen on Saturday afternoon movies and old episodes of Hong Kong Phooey.
Who is this superhero? Sarge? No. Rosemary, the telephone operator? No. Henry, the mild-mannered janitor?
Could be. Hong Kong Phooey, #1 super guy. Hong Kong Phooey, quicker than the human eye. He's got style, a groovy style, and a vibe that just won't stop. When the going gets rough, he's super tough with a Hong Kong Phooey chop. Hong Kong Phooey, #1 super guy.
In which Scatman Crothers, a notable African-American gentleman, played a dog that practiced martial arts. Back to Jim. Jim would spend his afternoons in his backyard hurling his throwing stars at a tree, and his evenings leafing through his manga magazines and waxing prosaic over Japanese culture, Chinese martial arts, and how he was going to train to be a ninja. And that was the difference between us Western nerds and the Oriental nerds. Us Occidentalists all knew that we were never going to be knights in shining armors, but a lot of the Orientalists believed that they could, if they trained hard enough, become a ninja.
Ninja? You're a ninja?
Sadly for them, this was never, ever going to happen.